innit, love? And I'd like to invite everyone there and wish everyone there a happy autumn equinox. Innit, Pepe? To all the kind, gentle, compassionate folk out there, all the fighters, all the campaigners, all the warriors, happy equinox. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful late summer, early autumn. Look at that sky. And that's the sky that these dogs never get to see. What about that, being born into a machine where you never get to see the sky? Look at her with her sunshine on her. Looking at the birds. You're looking forward to your morning W's, aren't you? I won't say the word. Looking at her best mate there, Willow. Here we are, folks, Camp Beagle. We're a protest camp. Over 4 years ago, at the end of June 2021, people gathered here and promised they were going to stay here until this abomination, this dog factory. That's where we are. MBR Acres. 1,500 dogs are in there now. The workers are just going in. And 4 years ago, we promised we're going to rock up and we're not leaving. And that's just what we've done. Camp Beagle, we've stuck to our word. Right, so happy equinox. What, do you know something that happens on the equinox, folks? You know, you let you live and learn. What about this for a crazy fact? Every spot on the earth, every square inch of the earth gets the same amount of sunlight today, same amount of daylight. The North Pole, the equator, the South Pole, they all get 12 hours daylight, 12 hours dark. It's a day that's always represented equality and justice and balance and things coming in cycles. Everything here always has its bittersweet tragedy. The dogs in here, every day of the year, because it's Groundhog Day of suffering, they get 12 hours of artificial light. The lights come on at 1 minute past 6 a.m. and those lights go off at 1 minute past 6 p.m. So wherever you are in the world, spare a thought for these beagles every day. They have this monotonous, never any change. Because remember, these dogs, they never get out. They never see a tree. Pepe is already in port. She hasn't been for a walk yet, for God's sake. To me, that's cruelty. Isn't it, Pepe? It's abuse. The little madam here hasn't had her run yet. She's waiting because I'm doing a live stream with you lot. But what about that? Born into a system where they'd get treated as cardboard boxes, right down to the point of over the weekend, you know. There's about 15 shit shovelers, puppy killers gone in today. At the weekend, yesterday, I think it's the lowest I've ever seen it. 4 workers went in from 7:30 and they leave on a Saturday and Sunday. As if it is a cardboard box factory. The dogs get treated as if they're cardboard boxes. Yeah, but they leave at 11 a.m. You know, there's 8-week-old puppies in there, for God's sake. They're next to a bucket of dry food. There's no, do you know they've got no water bowls? See, this thing here is how the water gets delivered in MBR. Like it's the same thing you have in a pig farm. It delivers drips of water into this drip tray. And then it drips run off here into the corridor. But you can see where the dogs stand. It's wet and there's piss and shit. Monday mornings is the busiest day here for the shit shovelers. Because the dogs have been swimming in their own piss and shit all weekend. So, let's reflect on where we are. The puppy factory that no one, in 4 years and 4 months, no one has come here to defend this place. No one has ever stood up in the media to defend this place. But what they will get is the Home Office. The Home Office are the defenders of this place. No matter who the Home Secretary is, no matter who the Minister that comes to Parliament, this place is UK has the finest animal legislation in the world for laboratory animals. This place is a hellhole. The government have just stood up and said they're now going to protect this place, just like they protected the laboratory up the road, the Huntingdon laboratory, 20 years ago when that was due to go down because no one would touch it. Not even them banks would give them banking. The insurance company pulled out. Just like this place, everyone pulls out, no one wants anything to do with it. The government have just issued a statement that they're going to protect this place. They're going to make sure that this place stays open. The government are, not the fat cat businessman in America that came here last week. The government are going to do it for them. They're going to keep this place open in the name of national security, and their language they use is in preparation for the next pandemic. It's like, hello, little monkey, what are you doing? What are you doing, Pepe? Going to try to cherish you. What's live and direct, Pepe? Doing some balancing acts. Ooh. We're going to go for a walk down the side. I'm going to go for a walk down the side with us in a minute, folks, and you'll hear some of the sounds that were never meant to be hidden, because this place was always meant to be hidden. So yeah, the government, this dirty, stinking, disgusting, disreputable, mismanaged puppy factory, the government are now telling us they're going to protect it in the names of national security. What else? We had some amazing visitors over the weekend. My favourite one was no doubt Diane, this woman called Diane from Manchester. John, it's Diane from Manchester. She turned up at 2:25 She come all the way from Manchester on the train and the taxi. I said, oh, Diane, like, really? How long are you staying? She goes, I've bloody booked my train back for 10 to 3. She only stayed 10 minutes, but she brought Pepe this harness, didn't she, Pepe? She brought you lots of treats. She brought treats for us. She was a real, I said to her, oh, Diane, could you do a live stream with us? Like, you know, because it's such a short visit. She's like, bugger off, I haven't got my teeth in. Load of visitors. We've had a real steady trickle of visitors all summer. And it really keeps us alive here. We reach millions of pounds. We reach millions of, think about the money. We've reached millions of followers now on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and we're just starting with you lot on YouTube. Evidence is it's a different beast. On YouTube I have to do big, long, evidently 2 hours, 3 hours long. I can talk for that long, but who would listen to me? I don't know. Look at the dogs in here. This is one of the mothers. This was provided to us by an undercover whistleblower. She came to work here thinking it was a normal dog sort of breeding unit or something. She had no idea where she was coming. She was horrified. She said she'd worked with dogs all her life. She'd never come across sights so sad as the MBR breeding mothers. Imagine that. For the dogs here, it's Groundhog Day every day. For the puppies, every day they're swimming in their own piss and shit. They never see the sky. They get sent to a laboratory from here, like the ones did Charles River. A van went to Charles River, was it Thursday or Friday? And then earlier in the week, vans went to LabCorp. To be tortured in 70-year-old, I'll tell you what we'll do, but let's go down the side now. To be tortured in, come on Pepe. To be tortured in 70-year-old, outdated, cruel, useless tests. Yet the Labour Party have now stepped in and said they're going to protect this place without ever giving any evidence, come here, whatsoever about this, because we're calling them out. We've always called them out on the cruelty, this animal testing stuff. Well, what we're winning them around, but when they turn around and say, yeah, it's cruel, but it's a dog or your baby. Right, Poppy's going to go and do her thing now. So I'm going to take you down here and we're hopefully going to hear the dogs. So what else has been happening? If you see Keir Starmer, the greasy, slimy liar. We're used to it with the Labour Party. Tony Blair saved the laboratory up the road. He saved that Huntingdon laboratory. It was in a bit of a position like MBR is now. No one would touch it. They couldn't even get banking or insurance. Tony Blair, the Labour Party, stepped in after promising everyone they were going to have a royal commission into vivisection. What have they done? The opposite. Come on, Pep. Hope. Pep, 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 pep. Could you get a more... Oh, I can hear the dogs. Could you get a more starker image, folks? Pepe running around. Pepe having a poo. Pepe having a poo. What about that, folks? Live on YouTube. Pepe, smile. Dog's ate. I'll get that in a minute. I'll get it now. Well, I've got half an hour with you lot, so I might as well pick the poo up. You might just be able to hear the dogs behind me. Remember, we're next to 1,500 dogs now. You should not be able to hear me speak. You should not be able to hear me speak. The din inside these sheds is ear splitting. Very antisocial environment for the work. Don't like dogs anyway. What a place. Right, here we are, next to the sheds now. This is part of the madness of MBR. They hide everything so well, they can heave and hide the noise of 1,500 dogs. Right, I'm just going to put this microphone in. I'm going to use this posh microphone here, because otherwise you just hear the birds singing. How can they hide the sound of 1,500 dogs? They've done a good job. For 50 years they've hidden this place with your soundproof buildings. Right, I've now got the microphone on. Whoopsie. Hang it off the razor wire. Look at this razor wire, for example. Where else would you see? They can't do that. That's illegal. Of course it's illegal. This stuff is lethal. But nothing ever gets acted upon here. Maybe the reason this place gets so well protected by the government. Trump was over last week making some greasy, slimy deals with greasy, slimy Keir Starmer. Amongst the billions and billions of pounds of investment that was announced, there was, I think, 5 billion earmarked for life sciences. When you ever hear that word, life sciences, think of death sciences, think of torturing animals. The Labour Party, I saw 2 weeks ago, £150 investment into British industry. This is an industry. The fat cats know how to play the game, don't they? But Keir Starmer, you've made a promise to phase out animal testing. Do you ever think we're going to forget about this? And the fact that you've turned around and are doing the opposite? We do our parliament. It's a puppy killer. Anything to say to the camera? Go on, you're live. You can say anything you want. Look at it, the factory. Well, folks, I was hoping that we'll go further down the site. Yeah, that you just hear like solitary little noises sometimes. Look how beautiful autumn sunshine. This is the place where the impact van come. You would never know, would you? Hey, look, I've got my posh microphone. That building there is full of dogs now. It's all about hiding, it's about science. The idea of science should be open, science should be all about discussion. There's no discussion here. Right, folks, let's go along and I'll go further down the site. What else? People were at Islip over the weekend. Islip is a village in Northamptonshire, about 30 miles away from here, where Russell Morgan, the boss of Impex, lives. The week before that, he'd been in court, charged with driving under the influence of cocaine, but he was arrested in Hereford after he dropped off a van load of beagles from here. We have been screaming and shouting about the well-known fact that Russell Morgan is a very, very known cocaine addict. We've been screaming at Cambridge cops to do something about it. instead of doing anything about Russell Morgan, well, they do something about it. They give him a police escort. Dirty, filthy Russell Morgan can click his fingers. Vile scumbag cocaine addict. And he's got the Cambridge cops out of his hand. Right, let's see if we can see any sound here. If you listen carefully, folks, there's our posh microphone that should pick up any sound. Now I'm going to shut up now. Look at that beautiful sky. See if you can hear anything over the sound of that air ventilation. Madness, isn't it? 1,500 dogs. And here I am on a posh microphone and you still can't hear a thing. Can you hear them high-pitched squeals? They're the only ones that really carry. It's a huge site. Let's get on there. Come on, Pep. Let's get on there. Right. Better go and have a look at the comments. Yeah, these dogs, no water bowl. They get like in a pig farm, something they can get drops of water off. No bedding, no nothing. Like it's that René Descartes, man, in the 17th century. They came with this idea that animals have no feelings. They cannot feel pain. They have no soul. They don't go to heaven. Backward thought. And this place is a legacy of that, where animals are dogs treated as if they're cardboard boxes. Alright, let's have a look what we got here, folks. And why? Why? The 70 years old, these toxicology tests. You know why they're done? Because the industry likes it that way. All power to the industry. Whatever the industry wants, the industry gets. Money, money, money. This is a way of fast tracking their products onto the market. All the insecticides, all the pesticides, every single chemical that gets used. It's okay, everyone. We've safety tested it on dogs and mice and then globally released onto the market. Utter madness. The legacy of the 20th century, and we're still doing it. We'll stop. This place is going to be shut down, absolutely guaranteed. But in the industry's time pace, and that's like trying to turn an oil tank around. The industry fully know the writings on the wall. These tests cannot be defended. They don't try and defend them, they just cover it with more secrecy. If we all protest and go home, this place hasn't got long to go. You know, it's got 10 years maximum before they finally give in to. Think of this phone I'm using, for Christ's sake, man. How would say computer technology has changed? This phone has got more computer capacity than an entire NASA space mission. This phone I'm using now has got more computer capacity than computers in the 70s that would literally fill a cathedral. This phone does more than that. Everything's changed, science moved on, but nothing has changed here. This place was built over 50 years ago. The dogs that went to Charles River, Labrador, there's no sound at all from the dogs today. But I've been here before, folks, when I'm thinking there's no sound and dogs are not in here, and then the Impex vans come. The dogs are in there. And while we reflect on it, you know, I said about Keir Starmer shaking hands with Trump. It's going to be billions and billions of pounds of US investment coming to this country to support life sciences. Like I said before, when you see life sciences, read death sciences. And it's interesting that it's an American investment. Where do the dogs go to from here? They go to Labcourt, Sequani and Charles River. Labcourt, Charles River, Sequani. Labcourt is an American US company. They've got a massive laboratory in Huntingdon, and they've got the one in Harrogate. The one in Huntingdon is the Europe's largest contract testing laboratory. But it's a US company. The dogs go from here to Sequani. Special. Right, folks, we're back. What was his name? Ah, yeah. Keir Starmer meeting with Trump, proudly announcing, after telling the British public in pre-election manifesto, pre-election promises, we're going to phase out animal testing. Meets Donald Trump and greasily accepts billions and billions and billions of pounds in a trade deal for life sciences.